Hello, guys. Good morning to you, and welcome to the channel. Final to the channel that keeps you fresh and updated concerning sport-like related stories from fans' reaction to pre and post-match analysis, and of course, in-depth match analysis. Yes, and it's a full house in the building. Ewa, you're welcome.
To your left.
Ugochukwu, you're welcome, and I'm your host, Official Ola, and making his debut on Final Whistle all the way from Football Fans Voice. Yimzy,
Yeah.
you're welcome. Good morning to you,
Yimzy,
bro.
Yeah, it's good to see you, bro.
Football fans,
It's
boys.
good to see you,
Welcome,
bro.
welcome.
You're welcome. It's good to see you. And yes, it's that time of the season. The seasons are coming to an end, and the most talked about tournament so far, the Unity Cup. Believe me, a lot of Nigerian football fans are looking towards this tournament as the possible solution to whatever problem we are having in the Super Eagles. And I'm here with my guys. Let us discuss. First of all, let us identify the problems and the possible solutions to solve these problems. Guys, it's no news that the Super Eagles is suffering from one or two lapses from the administration, the coach, the player, and we know where we are at this time.
I think I would pick it up from where Eric Shekushe was unveiled when he talked about time is the enemy of the coach. And I think this avenue has bought him some time to work with players. 4 points out of possible 6 in the last World Cup qualifiers, which is not a bad result, if I must say.
Yeah.
But we're trying to build upon that result. And then this Unity Cup and eventual other friendlies that will be played has given him time to build or work on the players he has and then probably get a different result. But for me, I look at the availability of certain players in this tournament as an issue for me, because if we say we are trying to get an improvement in the Super Eagles and then the core, or better still, the players that we depend on are not going to be available, then what are we building?
No, Ugochukwu, I think the question is not to depend on the core no more now.
Even as much as you don't want to depend on the core, let's remember that we are going to use the core to execute certain games, which is going to be the World Cup qualifiers coming up very soon and eventual AFCON tournament, because you cannot clean all of them at the same time.
I think Yimzy has something to say.
Yeah, if I'm correct, in the past, the qualifiers we've had like 15 to 18 players which the coaches have used from the past and the current coach has used, and we've got like a 23-man list.
Okay.
Like we always use.
Yeah.
And some players we haven't seen them feature a lot. We've got players in the midfield like Onyedika. We've got Frank Onyeka, who missed out in the last World Cup.
Yeah.
Players were looking to use in this to execute the games. We've got 11 players like Osimhen. We don't need them.
We don't need them, exactly.
We don't need them to come to this tournament. Look, man, we've got to feature players like Tolu. Yeah, players that just made the list, and we've got a rich bench. Forget about the core players. We've got a rich bench that we can get involved and see how we can get them into this team. I think our major problem is the midfield. We all know. Yeah. That's where the Super Eagles problem lies. So for me personally, I don't think we should go around bringing in totally brand new players.
Exactly.
We can go around, of course, we can involve 2 to 3. That's fine.
Yeah.
But getting totally a new crop of Super Eagles players, no, I'm kicking
Don't
against
solve-
that.
Don't solve any problem at the end of the day.
My take is, if you get to invite 23 players, I think what will term as a success in this whole setup is inside this 23, if we're looking about 15 new players and you can eventually pick 3 new players to upgrade whatever squad you have, I think it should be a success.
Yeah, I already said it. It's fine. Having 3 new players into the squad is totally fine. But we shouldn't really bring lots of fresh legs to feature, to add into the Super Eagles team. We should work with what we have. The coach should work with his bench. The players on the bench we've got players that haven't had up to 70 minutes in this Super Eagles team.
Yeah, exactly.
We can get them involved and feature them and find a way of how to solve our midfield problem. I've always said it on the channel, on Fans Voice. Our problem lies in the midfield.
I think when you are trying to solve a problem, don't get to create more problems. I think that's what is important, because we've talked about how the set of the ones that we call the core have not showed up so far as the Super Eagles is concerned. And that's why we are looking at how we can actually get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8.
If you go, you do 23.
Or 8 out of these ones that you say they don't get 70 minutes to get how they can actually inculcate them into the team. But let's not forget that the reason why some of them are not available is because of maybe the league involvement. Some are injured. So you understand. But the truth is, we have a rich squad numbers, like you said, but how to get
The best.
the best, how to get them like get a chemistry, let them know how to play together. That is what is
The problem.
the problem now.
Exactly.
Now, how do you get that when the ones that you're supposed to use are not available? Now you're looking at a large number of players that are available. You understand? And then, whether we like it or not, the Community Cup is going to be 3 or 4 matches. And then you have
games.
a friendly
Two
with,
games per
with
season.
yeah.
Two games per
And then you have a
See,
friendly
these
with
players,
Russia to
these
judge.
players, they need to avail themselves. So they need. It's the international window. It's a FIFA international window,
No, but-
and this Unity Cup has been approved by FIFA. So they need to
Yes,
avail
yes,
themselves.
approved by
See,
FIFA. Yeah.
Of course, it's approved.
Yeah.
And some of these players, except maybe players from the English league, and maybe Osimhen has had lots of games under his belt this season. We've got players in Belgium. Their leagues are not that intense. They can avail themselves.
No, but the fact that the league is not intense does not mean the person will be available, because they are not going to have the
They have
maximum
time to camp and
camp.
everything.
And
Because
I think there's a standing FIFA regulation that says you have a
3
3 days
days.
resting period.
Now,
You
The
understand?
league is
So-
finishing
the
on
league
the
is finishing on the
25th.
It does not avail them that time.
27, and the time is starting on
27th.
27. So
So
I
that's
think
the
that's one of
Now,
the
my,
major
my own
factors.
my own issue is when you have a large number of players that are not going to be available, and then you want to build a chemistry. So, which match will they play together that will not form that chemistry going
That's
into
my
the
essence now.
World Cup qualifiers? You understand? Let's say Unity Cup is a success. We might not even win it, but we're able to spot like 3 or 4, 5 good players that can actually fit into the new Super Eagles that we're trying to look at under Eddie chair. So, how can you now? Which match will they play together that will now get them the chemistry that we're looking for? Particularly, Yimzy has said the problem has always been in the midfield.
Yeah.
So you understand, there is no time. That's what I'm saying. So in solving a problem, you don't create more problems.
and that was why I faulted the timing of the Unity listing. But again, let us look beyond that. That has happened. So if we assume, like Ola rightly said, get the players, then we'll pick out like 3. So I feel like this is time for us to see players like Papa Daniel, Mustafa, play that midfield, even if it's with anybody. If you see a good player, even if he's playing amongst O2, the local slang O2, you will tell that this guy is good.
It has something to offer, right?
So then bring him amongst the big boys. He's going to do something better. So maybe with since we don't have the availability of players, let's just use the one we have. Like we are hearing news making round that we're going to have about 12
MPFL
players.
Yeah,
No
which
problem.
is good.
Which is good. It has given them whatever they want to do. But we have another international breaks. I think we're going to be playing Russia and
Yeah.
possibly
we're playing
one other
nation.
international distance. So let us see how that is going to work out. And then
Talking about availability of players, I think run of games the window is too limited for us to try run of games. You understand? We have seen the preseason campaign of some clubs. We see how they play various matches. But that's by the way, guys. The reason why we're talking about this Unity Cup is because it's a preparatory match to our next World Cup qualifiers. But I just want to put this out in the open now, guys. Frankly speaking, not from the Nigerian football side now. Do you think that we can still make it to the World Cup?
It's very tight. It's looking very bleak. We don't calculate tire. Don't come out calculators.
Different calculators.
Now we dey beg make FIFA and
come on,
comot 3
points
points
from South Africa.
So, but all things being equal, it's very difficult. I don't want to say this, so I don't want to say this because if you talk about format, if it happen, but Super Eagles fit no qualify for World Cup. You get, but away from the World Cup qualifiers, if no qualify, we still get another tournament to play. And this tournament, now very key tournament, we play on the last time.
Finish at the finals.
Reach the final, yeah, and we can sharpen these players and get them to bring that trophy home. You mentioned 12 MPF players. Why would we bring 12 MPF players to get them involved in this team? I don't see the point. Because see, we they condemn these guys every day, but these guys they reach the final of AFCON.
Yeah.
If they weren't good, they won't reach the final. They just needed that edge over Ivory Coast to bring that trophy home. And I think we can still use these players, fix some of the lapses, and get the AFCON trophy. Qualifiers, it's shaky. World Cup qualifiers, they're very shaky.
I think I have a different angle too, because I always believe. I think the past few months, my perspective I changed about them. Being positive about stuff.
Okay.
Yimzy said it's shaky. I really believe we can do it. It's going to come from a spiritual angle this morning. I think words does not die.
Yeah.
Whatever you say,
Come to life.
come to light. I think I remember. I remember a particular. I think some couple of months back, a particular team in the Premier League. At the point when they were second on the table, they were saying they were not in this title race. They were not in title race, and eventually they did not get to the title race. And then now they are struggling to qualify for Champions League. So I think what you say
from the blue side,
yes, what you are the one that mentioned that. I didn't say that. Okay, what you say eventually can actually wait for you in the future. So I think Super Eagles will qualify. What we just need to do is to officially. I don't know why you are feeling attacked, Yimzy. I don't know why you're feeling attacked. What we just need to do is to win the next couple of matches, and it is doable. Who says we cannot go to South Africa and beat them?
And FIFA do their own.
And FIFA do their own because we know that they fielded an eligible player. So we normally Lesotho's and the other countries are countries that we are supposed to defeat in the first place.
Yeah.
So with the help of this Unity Cup, when we get a good team out of this, we can actually defeat South Africa on their turf and then win the other set of games. I'm not going to lie to you, it is achievable if you can win the next set of matches. Yeah,
it is achievable. It's achievable. Thank you very much.
My brother, my own is I will be sincere. I think it is very, very slim. If it happens, it's going to be a miracle. But I would say this.
And miracles do happen.
Miracles do happen. We saw it happen live 2016 when Leicester City won the league against all odds. So I think we can do it, but the players have to up their game. That is the only reason why we'll make it happen. If they up their game 100, I'm not telling you 80, 100. If you give it a shot less than 100, we'll crash out of the World Cup qualifiers.
Okay. I think in football anything is possible.
Yeah.
We saw how Ivory Coast they were out of the half.
Yeah, best losers.
Somehow they got back into the competition and won the trophy. So in football anything is possible. As a Nigerian, I want Super Eagles to be there. It go pay me.
Yes, sure.
But right now, the truth is
Factual.
looking bleak.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Yimzy, all the way from Football Fans Boys. We're hopeful to see you next time again.
Yeah,
In the nearest future. Go a turn in my flesh as always.
Thank you very much.
Just read my hands.
Thank you very
miracles.
much.
He made mention of miracles. I'm glad that he never used this club as an example of miracles and everything. So it's a good thing. At least miracle happened in the blue side of London, but that's by the way. Yes, possible solution. The problem has been, you understand, has been sorted. The possible solutions. Yimzy believes that the Super Eagles squad is okay. They just need one or two touches, you understand, to effect changes, and the boys can do it. That if we can go to the World Cup, at least AFCON, to win AFCON can be a compensation, you understand, for whatever the Super Eagles have done. And AY, in its own, they need to do more than one or two changes. Hopefully, we see the success of the Unity Cup. Well, that's our time. You can feel free to go to the comment section and shape in a concerning this production. We'll see you guys.